And as I mentioned, we have two great guests hanging out with us here this morning, talking Shelton Relay for Life. It's Dave Hauge and Gerry Apple. Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's
Nice to
always
meet
good
you.
to see you guys.
Thank you.
And Shelton Relay for Life is coming up June 23rd from 11 to 11, once again at Kneeland Park on Turner Avenue in downtown Shelton. This is the second year for the new location at Kneeland Park. And, well, guys, tell us a little bit about how last year worked out at Kneeland Park in the new location and the theme for this year and what we're thinking about here.
Well, the theme this year is that the teams voted on Circus Carnival.
Oh, fun.
Style of fun. And, you know, we do different themes every year. And I think Gerry and I and pretty much 90% of the people that participated liked the location down at Kneeland Park. It was a little more compact, easier to talk to your friends and neighbors and loved ones that were on other teams instead of being so far apart. Previously, we've been doing it for years at the football field, but this really gives it a little more intimacy, I would say, and just fun, you know.
It was so much fun last year. I really liked the switch from High Climber Stadium to Kneeland Park. And like David said, it felt like everybody was so close together. I could go visit each of the teams. I got a chance to check out all the vendors. And it just seemed like more of a community, so close-knit. I know that I think it helped us with our fundraiser. We had a jail, and we made over $500 on the jail just because everybody got a chance to walk by it so many times.
Yeah.
And the students just loved to be put in jail.
One of the things that we were talking about before you guys came on was the look of more of a fair-like atmosphere, we'll just say that, because there's all the teams have their own tents, and they're all there. And being at Kneeland Park, you're right in the downtown. You're in the heart of Shelton. People are driving on that very busy Highway 3 past it all day long, and they go, geez,
What a great park,
what
too.
the heck fire's going on over here?
Right. Yeah.
Let's stop in and see what's going on. And, oh, by the way, as we all know, everybody's been touched by cancer.
Yes.
Right.
And so once that information kind of gets out there, they go, oh, wow, okay.
And what's nice, too, there's a lot of parking available.
Yeah.
Right there by the athletic club,
Yep.
over by the school district, in front of the school district office, over at Tozier's. So there's a lot of good parking. And one of the things that's nice is the NJROTC is going to help us with some parking.
That's good.
And we're going to try to put in front of Kneeland Park all the people that have difficulty walking or maybe that are survivors or caregivers. We're going to give them the best parking.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Speaking
Nice.
of caregivers and survivors, the annual Relay for Life of Shelton Survivor and Caregiver Dinner is coming up on Wednesday, June 6th at the Squaxin Island Community Kitchen on 50 Squaxin Lane in Shelton. RSVPs are coming up by the 30th to Vicky, and we'll put those information links on our story when we do this. It's a fun evening of food, family, and friends, sponsored by the American Cancer Society to all cancer survivors and caregivers. Just one portion of this now 12-hour Relay for Life. And what about the shortened hours? That seemed to go well for everybody,
the shortened
too.
hours, Gerry and I have been doing this since pretty much day one, and the 24-hour dig, but Gunny, we're getting a little bit older now, and it's nice to have
Harder
just
to get up at 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah, 2 or 3 in the morning and do some emceeing and that kind of thing. It's nice to be able to have that compact time, and really. What we found was we didn't really miss anything. In fact, it seemed like we had a better time, a better event all the way around, just compacted into that 12-hour time frame.
It keeps all the fun flowing as opposed to staggering out. Well, we've got to do this for 24 hours, so we can't do all the fun events all at one time. It kind of helps you to compact that a little bit. You still all do the fun things, read relay, Mr. Relay, and this?
We did not do the Mr. Relay last year or this year. We're trying to make it more of a family event, and we felt that was distracting to the family event.
Okay.
But, one of the things, this is the 19th year for the Shelton Relay.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine
That's
that?
Wow. That's
And
great.
I think that's great. And I know that my students a couple years ago, or the last few years, and David, you might have noticed it too, a lot of the young people, and we're trying to encourage more young people to be involved in Relay for Life, like the NJROTC group, the cheerleaders, the SAD Club. Hopefully we'll get more groups this year. But what would happen is they would walk all night. And by 7 in the morning, they were zombies. And so what happened was we lost a lot of them the next day, and they were so tired, they were having a hard time picking up all the canned food around the track and all the other things, and they just didn't have energy. And with this event, I really look forward to it. I can get there at 10 o'clock, and I can leave after the luminaries at 11 o'clock, and I still have energy, and I can get a good night's sleep the night before.
That's great. That's a good
right.
way to put
That's
it.
right.
Everybody is encouraged to participate. There are still opportunities for you to find and gather teams, collect and raise money as well. Imagine this: $100 help provide personalized information kits to 10 newly diagnosed cancer patients, as it is a quite a shock to the system when you are given these diagnoses. You're not quite sure what to do next, and the American Cancer Society is there as a help and a tool for you to kind of center yourself and get back in and find some information.
I wanted to mention too that this year's relay is actually dedicated to Selina Meyers, my mother-in-law, who passed away at the end of August last year, and she and several other ladies were the ones that really instituted and got people of this area involved, and through ACS started the Relay for Life here in Mason County. And it wasn't going until, as Gerry just mentioned earlier, 19 years ago. So she was one of the people who actually spearheaded the event itself, and so we are dedicating it to her.
This whole thing started in Tacoma.
Yes,
Yeah.
it did, by a doctor who eventually, and that, I think it started in the 1980s, if I'm not mistaken, 1985, by a doctor. And sadly, I think he passed away from cancer, if I'm not mistaken, later on.
But touched a lot of folks' lives.
It
and
did
brought
touch
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
awareness,
folks' lives.
for sure.
I wanted to know if we could talk a little bit about the sponsors.
We got a
And I
couple
think
minutes
David
here.
maybe
Go
would
for it,
like-
Dave.
Huh?
Sure.
Would you
Sure.
like to be willing
Sure.
to do that?
Well, not only the sponsors, but because my wife and I are entertainment chairman, I'm going to just quickly talk about that. First of all, of course, we're going to have the opening ceremonies with the ROTC and that kind of thing. But from 12 to 2:30, we've got the Randy Band coming, so some
good music
good
there.
old rock and roll style of music for a
Gotta
couple
love
hours.
that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then because we are trying to get at a family-friendly, more community thing, we've got Bobby Lee's karaoke. So here's a guy with virtually almost 100,000 songs on his system that you can sing Rubber Ducky or Stairway to Heaven, whatever you want to sing.
Nice.
whatever they want to sing, they can
Quite a
come up and
variety
sing.
there.
Let's show the local talent. And speaking of local talent, the Darrell White Band will be there, and then listen to this: Phil Barnett, Mr. Phil Barnett is going to be there from starting about 5:30 to 7:30, a couple hours, and that's going to be even more fun because I was talking to Phil a few days ago, and maybe he'll do some limbo music, some twist music, some calling people out for certain dance moves and that kind of thing as he's playing music and that kind of thing. So that part is going to be really really good.
And I was going to talk just a minute
Go
about
ahead.
luminaries. The luminaries are going to be from 10 to 11. And I know that David and I both have had a chance to announce people's names, whether they are have passed away or they are survivors.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's really touching when I get a chance to read the names of my mom, my dad, my brother who passed away from cancer. And I even read my greyhounds' names because they are like family to me. We've had so many greyhounds, and most of them have passed away due to cancer. And it's just it's a very touching time. And, you know, I just want to say one more thing before I forget. Everybody, even if you're not on a team, we would love to have you just come and listen to all the great entertainment that day, because make it a fun event. Come and look at the vendor, see the vendors. Come and be put in jail. Just come for a couple hours and watch the entertainment. It is so fantastic. Come and see the luminaries and the Survivor Lab.
Sure. Well, Dave, we got a couple
Absolutely.
minutes left here, so you want to thank the sponsors?
The sponsors this year that do really help the event, and they are starting with some of the ones that you would commonly think of. Peninsula Credit Union, certainly. The Squaxin Island Tribe, of course, is helping, as well as Taylor Shellfish, and they do it in different ways, monetarily and sponsoring some of the specialty shirts that are given to team members, survivors, caregivers. Columbia Bank is going to be a gold sponsorship, as well as iFiber One. Wow. And Mason County Journal. Olympia Federal Savings, The Shopper, and Century Mini Storage. Domino's Pizza, L&E Bottling, Black Star, and Builder's First Source, along with In-Home Technology Systems, Lou Rents, Brilliant Moon, AAA Septic, Hood Canal Communications, Belco and Sunbelt, and Tozier Brothers and the Shelton Athletics Club.
Oh,
So,
great
A lot of
community
great
some
sponsors there.
good sponsors, people who are willing to definitely help the cause.
Very nice.
And
Well,
do you like good food?
yeah.
Good. Well, we got Kern's Gourmet.
Oh, I know
a
Kern's
food
is
truck,
good.
Tasty Treats Food Truck, Domino's,
Oh, yeah.
Taco Wagon, and Steph's Espresso.
Oh, so
wow.
all sorts
Come and
of-
just
Wow.
enjoy the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun time. So, again, the Relay for Life, 19th Annual Shelton Relay for Life, coming up June 23rd from 11 to 11 at Kneeland Park. Well, guys, I
Very
have
nice.
a feeling I may see you back in here one more time before we get to the event. So, have a great rest of your day
That
today,
would
and
be great.
we'll
Thank
check
you,
in
Jeff.
later. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Dave Hauge, Gerry Apple, talking Shelton Relay for Life.